Your car refuses to start on a freezing morning, the nearest garage won't open for another 3 hours, and you have a crucial appointment in 45 minutes. Before panicking and calling a tow truck that will cost you a fortune, I've discovered during my 20 years of experience 5 proven methods that can get you out of this desperate situation. These techniques were passed on to me by veteran mechanics who prefer to keep their secrets. But today, I'm going to reveal everything to you. The 5th trick works even when your starter motor seems completely dead. The 4th allows you to diagnose the fault precisely without any specialized equipment. And the 1st is bewilderingly simple but devastatingly effective. These solutions aren't temporary patches that risk damaging your vehicle. They're professional methods I've tested on hundreds of cars, and they work in most cases. Each technique targets a specific type of failure. That's why it's essential to know them all to be prepared for any eventuality. During my years working alongside specialized technicians, I've compiled these methods that have saved drivers in situations where there seemed to be no hope. Some work better depending on the type of fault, others are universal, but they all share one common characteristic. They can be applied without special tools and in a matter of minutes. 5th trick. Carefully analyze the behavior of your dashboard. Turn your ignition key to accessory position without attempting to start the engine. Observe meticulously each warning light that turns on and off. This light sequence can reveal crucial information about the origin of the fault. Normal warning lights include engine oil, coolant temperature, battery charge, and the engine diagnostic light. But if you notice unusual warning lights or if some expected lights don't turn on, you have your first clue. A battery warning light that stays on after a few seconds signals a malfunction in the charging system. If the engine diagnostic light flashes erratically, this can indicate problems in the fuel supply circuit or ignition system. Temperature warning lights that activate immediately can reveal sensor defects or cooling system issues that disturb starting. Here's the trick few people know. Press the dashboard information button several times to make possible error codes or specific messages appear. Many modern vehicles integrate elementary diagnostic capabilities that can display information like low battery, sensor failure, or system in safe mode. This information is valuable because it directs you straight to the cause of the problem. Also, pay attention to warning lights you never usually see. If symbols related to transmission, anti-theft system, or immobilizer appear, they may prevent starting as a protective measure. Some vehicles go into safe mode when they detect anomalies, and sometimes a simple reset of these systems can completely solve the problem. Professional mechanics always start with this check because it saves them hours of diagnosis. A dashboard behaving strangely almost always points to the specific problem. Understanding this luminous language can turn you into your own diagnostic technician and save you unnecessary expenses. 4th trick, meticulously verify that your gear lever is properly in parking or neutral position. This error probably represents the most frequent and embarrassing cause of starting failure, even among the most experienced drivers. Automatic transmissions have a safety system designed to prevent engine starting while the vehicle is in a position that could cause dangerous movement. The transmission safety switch, also called range position switch, only authorizes starting when the selector is in parking or neutral position. If the lever isn't perfectly positioned in one of these positions, the electrical circuit simply won't transmit power to the starter motor, regardless of your battery condition. But here's the technical detail few people master. Sometimes the lever seems to be in parking position when it's not completely engaged. This happens particularly in high-mileage vehicles where the internal mechanism shows some wear. The solution consists of firmly pushing the lever toward parking position, pressing the brake pedal, then slightly moving the lever forward and backward to ensure it's perfectly positioned. In manual transmissions, the equivalent problem concerns the clutch switch. If the clutch pedal isn't completely pressed or if the switch is defective, the vehicle won't start. Some drivers have spent hours in workshops only to discover they weren't completely pressing the clutch pedal to the floor. This safety system has existed since the 80s, but many drivers are completely unaware of it. The mechanism works through a small electrical switch that only activates when the lever is in the correct position. Over time, this switch can become misadjusted or accumulate dirt, creating intermittent failures that confuse even experienced technicians. If this trick has already helped you, take 30 seconds to subscribe to my channel and activate notification bells. This helps me enormously to continue sharing these professional techniques that can save you hundreds of dollars. 3rd trick. Test your spare key because it might be deprogrammed. Modern keys are true miniaturized computers that communicate with your vehicle through sophisticated security systems. When this communication is interrupted, your perfectly functional automobile becomes a totally inert metal sculpture, whatever your efforts to make it start. Transponder chips integrated in keys can become deprogrammed for various reasons. Exposure to powerful magnetic fields like those found in certain industrial environments, violent drops that damage internal circuits, or simply natural wear after years of use. This can also occur after vehicle battery replacement or certain electrical work that resets security systems. If you have an emergency key, this is the ideal moment to test it. Many owners keep their second key at home and never test it until an emergency like this arises. If the spare key works immediately, you know the problem comes from your main key, not the vehicle. For keys equipped with remote control buttons, the problem can be as simple as a dead battery in the remote. Although the metal part of the key works perfectly to open doors, if the chip doesn't have enough energy to communicate with the automobile, the immobilization system will remain activated. Key reprogramming generally requires a specific procedure that varies according to make and model. But some cars allow elementary reprogramming by following a sequence of manipulations with ignition and pedals. Immobilization systems appeared massively in the 90s as a response to increasing vehicle thefts. Each key contains a unique code that must match exactly with the one stored in the engine control unit. When these codes don't match, the system assumes someone is trying to steal the vehicle and completely blocks starting. This technology has drastically reduced car thefts, but has also created new types of breakdowns that didn't exist before. Second trick, examine and tighten your battery terminals. A loose connection at battery terminals can perfectly simulate a completely discharged battery, fooling even the most knowledgeable drivers. This problem is particularly treacherous because all symptoms point toward a defective battery when in reality, you only need to tighten a nut. Battery terminals gradually loosen due to constant engine vibrations, temperature variations that expand and contract metals, and natural corrosion that accumulates over time. A barely loose connection can work perfectly for low-demand systems like lighting or radio, but fail completely when the starter motor demands maximum current. Here's the professional trick. Don't just check if terminals move, also examine connection quality. Terminals can be tight but have a layer of corrosion or dirt that acts as electrical insulation. That whitish or greenish substance that sometimes appears around terminals is corrosion that can completely block electricity flow. To check properly, try turning each terminal with your hand. If they move even slightly, they need adjustment. Use the appropriate wrench to tighten them, but be careful not to over-tighten because you could damage the battery post. A properly tightened terminal must not move at all when you try to turn it with moderate force. If you discover corrosion, clean it with a mixture of baking soda and water, or simply with fine sandpaper. The performance difference can be spectacular, transforming a car that seemed to need a new battery into one that starts instantly. Corrosion forms when acidic vapors from the battery react with terminal metal, creating a resistive layer that prevents electrical flow. This process accelerates in humid climates, or when the battery is overcharging due to a defective alternator. Monthly terminal inspection can prevent this type of unexpected breakdown. First trick, perform a complete reset in ignition on-off sequence. This technique is the most powerful and least known. It can miraculously solve starting problems that have baffled even experienced mechanics. Contact reset doesn't simply consist of turning the key several times. It's a precise sequence that completely restarts all electronic vehicle systems and can resolve failures that would otherwise require computer diagnosis. The correct sequence is crucial for it to work. First, ensure the automobile is completely off, without lighting, radio, or any accessory on. Then turn the key to contact position and hold it exactly 10 seconds. During this time, all car systems initialize and calibrate. Then completely turn off the contact and wait another 10 seconds before attempting to start. This process works because modern automobiles depend massively on computers that sometimes freeze like any electronic device. The reset sequence forces these computers to reload their programs and erase any temporary error that could prevent starting. This method is particularly effective on vehicles equipped with anti-theft systems or immobilizers that may have activated by mistake. During the 10 seconds of ignition on, you allow the fuel pump to pressurize the circuit, sensors to calibrate, and the engine control unit to verify all systems. Often, problems that seem mechanical are actually electronic malfunctions that resolve with this simple reset. I've seen this trick solve problems ranging from apparent starter motor failures to fuel systems that seemed completely dead. The reason is that many modern failures are communication problems between control units, not real physical breakdowns. A complete reset reestablishes this communication and allows all systems to function in harmony again. If the automobile doesn't start after the first attempt, repeat the sequence up to 3 times. Each repetition allows systems to communicate better and can resolve intermittent problems that only appear under certain conditions. This method has saved thousands of drivers from costly workshop visits for problems that were actually completely solvable. Modern vehicles can have up to 30 different control units that must communicate perfectly with each other. When one of these communications fails, the entire system can lock up, but a proper reset re-establishes all communication protocols. This technique is especially useful after disconnecting the battery to change it, or after the vehicle has been exposed to extreme temperatures that can affect electronic circuits. These 5 tricks can get you out of trouble when you need them most. If any of them has helped you, tell me in the comments what your situation was and how you solved it. Your experiences help other drivers who may be going through the same ordeal. Give it a thumbs up if this video saved you an expensive call to the mechanic, and subscribe, because every week I share automotive tricks that really work. Next week I'll reveal what to do when your car starts but stops immediately. A problem that frustrates many people but has simple solutions. Save this video to your favorites because you never know when you'll need these techniques, and remember, before spending your money on expensive diagnostics, try these methods. Your wallet will thank you.